Hello everybody and welcome once again to WrestleMinute. My name is Jack, ring announcer, play-by-play commentator, and live event host for such professional wrestling promotions as Chikara, Kaiju, Big Battel, Ring of Honor, Evolve, Bar Wrestling, Wrestle Circus. But above all that, I am a great big wrestling fan. And ladies and gentlemen, I just got back from New York City, where I was a part of the epic WrestleMania weekend. And I mean, this is going to go down in history as probably one of the biggest wrestling weekends in history. I really don't know how to top this because WrestleMania is, it's the biggest weekend for professional wrestling all year. It's like the Christmas for professional wrestling. And being in New York City just made it that much bigger, that much more spectacular. There was so much going on, and we got a lot to talk about. So let's jump right into it. And of course, I got a chance to be part of the action. I was part of Orange Cassidy is doing something in Jersey City. Please, you should also go out of your way to check this out on GCW Wrestling Network. It was part of The Collective, which included Joey Janela Spring Break and a ton of other shows. It was an amazing show. It was an honor to be the ring announcer and see such friends as Orange Cassidy and Bryce Remsburg and Eric Cannon, Chuck Taylor, Jigsaw, on and on and on. Just the whole cast of characters was there. It was so fun to do this show, and it was so fun to get back in the ring. Honestly, it felt like home. Some of the big highlights of this weekend for me, first of all, there was the big Ring of Honor show at Madison Square Garden. This was historic because it's the first time a non-WWE wrestling promotion even got a chance to be inside Madison Square Garden. So this was historic. And I heard this show was, it had its ups and downs, but overall it was an amazing success just because it was, they sold out Madison Square Garden, which is traditionally the home of the WWE. So that was incredible. I got a chance to check out WrestleMania Access. I'm going to be giving you guys another video just on that by itself because Access was enormous. There was so much cool stuff. So I'm going to talk about that in greater detail in an upcoming video. Joey Janela's Spring Break was, it was phenomenal. I don't even know how to describe it. It was just, I would say one of the highlights was seeing LAX, a tag team that I've known, Santana and Angel Ortiz. I've known those guys since they were students for Joel Maximo. So seeing them come up and become such a successful tag team was amazing, but it was even more amazing to see them wrestle the Rock and Roll Express. That was just a surreal thing, just visually. It was incredible, and it had me in tears. The greatest referee in all of professional wrestling, Bryce Remsburg, actually refereed a match between two invisible wrestlers. I really can't say anything more about that except go out of your way to see Bryce referee this match between the two invisible men. You will never forget this piece de resistance. It's incredible. It's a work of art. And then they had a 60-man plus Royal Rumble. It had such wrestlers as Mantar, S.A. Rios, the lead singer of Wheatus, Crime Time, Necro Butcher. I mean, I could go on and on. It was absolutely insane. And then, of course, then we get to the WWE Hall of Fame ceremony. And then on to the Hall of Fame ceremony, which was, basically your standard WWE Hall of Fame. It was a little different this year. Instead of doing it on a stage, they did it in the ring. I really liked that. People, instead of doing a lot of tuxedos, people were doing it in gimmick, and, Honky Tonk Man had the whole outfit on, and that was great. And then we had the shocking attack of Bret Hart. Some crazy guy runs in the ring. He's wearing a Rastafarian hat with dreads. I don't know who wears that shit in 2019. But he runs in, he tackles Bret Hart. Everybody piles on top of him. They're punching the shit out of him. I mean, what the hell? Like what a stunt. Like, what are you doing? That completely... It just shocked me. I have no idea what that was all about, and I'm just hoping that's something I never see again. It was gross. It was disgusting. Of course, NXT TakeOver took place in my old stomping ground, Brooklyn, New York. It was, in my opinion, the highlight of that show was the War Raiders versus Ricochet and Aleister Black. I mean, I love tag team wrestling. I love good tag team wrestling. And that is really where NXT excels, and I think where the WWE falls short. This was an amazing match. I think that was the highlight of that particular show, and if there's a match you need to go out of your way to see from NXT TakeOver, it's definitely this one. Just an incredible match, incredible tag team wrestling, and certainly a highlight for me. And then, of course, on Sunday, we had the big show, Mania, from MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. It was just, it was way too long. I heard when all the fans were leaving, it was, past 12:30 a.m. and, no one was talking about their favorite match or how great it was Becky won. All anyone was talking about was how long it was. 7+ hours is... I don't want to see anything for that long. I don't want to do anything for that long. I don't care if it's my favorite thing in the world. There's rarely something that I'm in life that I want to do for 7+ hours. It's just, I don't know what they think a fan's stamina is going to be. How much do they think one wrestling fan can take? They got to do something about that. We could have done a lot. You could have done a lot more with a lot less. But that being said, it was a WrestleMania. It happened. In my opinion, there were too many title changes. I know it's WrestleMania and you want special moments, but if every title changes hands, then when a big title changes hands, it makes it just that much less special. Not taking away from what Becky Lynch did. I'm just saying when almost every title changed hands that night. And that's just, you don't want to do that. You cheapen the belt and you cheapen what a title change is. The highlights for me, I thought Tony Nese and Buddy Murphy had an amazing match. It was, for me, my favorite match of the night. I just thought it was cool. I love that cruiserweight style. I love Tony Nese. He's another friend of mine from back on the indies. And it's great to see him killing it. It was great to see him win the title. I'm really proud of him. Just real quick, I don't want to go through the whole show because it was so long. There's 2 battle royals. There's never a need for 2 battle royals. That's ridiculous. A lot of wrestlers were left off the show completely, which is a head scratcher, And, they just have so many guys right now. Triple H versus Batista was way too long for what it was and for their age and their ability. It was late in the show. It went on forever. Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan, definitely one of the highlights. Kofi winning the title was definitely one of the emotional high points of the show. It was definitely, I think, most people's favorite moment, and it was great to see Kofi get that moment he deserves. And then, of course, we had the main event, which, although it was a historic main event, first time the women got to headline WrestleMania, it was a little anticlimactic. It wasn't as good of a match. For instance, Becky and Charlotte's match at Evolution was way better. That was a 5-star match, and this was, I don't know, maybe 3 stars, 3.5. But it was still, it was still historic. The ending seemed a little weird and botchy. I'm not really sure how exactly they were supposed to end, but it doesn't really seem like it ended the way they wanted to. I heard Ronda broke her hand, which is a little crazy. But in the end, Becky won away with both belts. That was the right ending. It was the right way to end WrestleMania, with Becky finishing her historic run as the man. She'll go on from here now. We'll see where they go from here. But her leaving with both titles held high was the right way to go. And then on Monday Night Raw, we had the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania, which is traditionally one of the biggest Raws of the year. But it's never really that great a show. The audience makes it great. All the fans from all over the world who are so passionate and crazy, they make it a great show. But the shows themselves, I don't ever remember anything really amazing happening. It's more like when the fans made the Fandango thing popular, when they throw beach balls around. It's the fans that make it amazing. But last night, we had Lacey Evans came out and punched Becky Lynch. The first time she's done anything but catwalk since she's debuted on the main roster. If they're gonna make Lacey Evans Becky's first opponent, she should have at least won the Women's Battle Royal. At least give her that. Why is she the #1 contender in any way, shape, or form? That's a small thing, but is it really a small thing? I don't know. It's all in the details. Undertaker made his return. Again, him making his return against Elias on Raw is a head scratcher. Why didn't that happen at WrestleMania? The Undertaker is synonymous with WrestleMania, and I get it. John Cena got to do the spot with Elias, and of course John Cena, again, just as big a star, but they could have had John Cena anywhere on that show. This was the Undertaker's spot, and this belonged on WrestleMania. I know they wanted to make Raw special, but in my opinion, if I would have been at WrestleMania, I would have felt ripped off that this happened on Raw and not on WrestleMania. So that's just a little thing, but they ended it with this title versus title, Seth Rollins and Kofi, and I don't think anybody really thought that was going to happen, and I heard the fans completely shit on the Bar coming in and interfering. But what did you guys think? Like, did you think that they were going to do a title versus title unification match with no build-up the night after WrestleMania? I mean, that's a WrestleMania match on its own. So I really think that anyone who was expecting more than that, you were expecting too much. And the fans really crapped on it, and they were chanting AEW, and they chanted CM Punk, and that's what they're likely to do. But I don't know why they did that. I don't know what they were expecting more than what they got with The Undertaker and that kind of stuff. Like, that's what you expect. There was no way they were going to unify the belts on Raw the night after Mania. So enough of my yakking. What did you guys think? What did you guys think of Mania? What did you guys think of Raw? Comment down below if you were out there on WrestleMania weekend. What were your experiences? What did you think the highlight of the weekend was? What was your favorite Mania moment, if you had one? And let me know, comment down below. And don't forget to check out future videos. I'm going to do a big video on WWE Access and much, much more coming up real soon. So we'll see you next time for WrestleMinute. My name is Jack.